It's a shitty rainy day today. Oh my god. I hate days like this. Makes you want to sleep all day. Gotta work in this shit. But anyway, what should we talk about today? I don't know. But I was thinking about something that happened to me when I was younger. So I figured, let's have story time. I love stories. Especially a rainy day like this. So when I was, how old was I? Shit, I was probably like 14. When I was 14, I was a big kid, right? And, let me roll this window up. So, I don't remember exactly what happened, like what led up to this happening. I know me and my brother were fighting about something, right? My brother was about 2.5 years younger than me. And, I don't know what. I don't know, we were brothers. We were close enough in age where we fought about a lot of dumb shit, right? So anyway, I chased him into the living room, down this long hallway that was in our house, right? So I chased him into the living room. My mom's sitting on the couch. He like runs in there, and he's like hiding behind my mom. I don't know what I said to him that pissed her off, right? But whatever I said, I turned around and I started walking away. All I felt was somebody grab me by the shoulder, and I thought it was him. And he's done that to me before, like where he grabbed my shoulder, and then when I turn around, he punched me in the face. And then we start fighting, right? I wasn't gonna let him do it this time. So I turned around with this shot, right? Right on the jaw. And all I seen was this black hair floating through the air. I was like, oh no. I cracked my mom right in the jibs. Oh my god. As soon as I knew I was dead, right? And I turned to run away. And she was like those things, like the clowns that you hit and they bounce right back up. She was like one of those. Like she hit the ground and then she was like boing, right back on her feet, right? And she grabbed me by my hair when I tried to run. Like she spun me around and she boxed my ears. Like you ever have somebody go like on the side of your head? That's what she did. I grabbed my ears and I dropped to my knees. And she grabbed me by my hair. She's like, you want to punch me like a man? Man, she started laying into me, right? Like, she punched me a couple times. And I curled up into a little ball. And she was hitting me and kicking me. And cursing. Oh. Right? And I was screaming, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was you. I'm sorry, Mom. Right? And I crawled away, I got up and I ran to my bedroom and I shut the door. I don't even know how long I was in there for. Right? And I was in there crying, licking my wounds. I didn't mean it. I didn't know it was you. Right? And then my door flew open. My dad must have just got home from work. There he stood, face beat red, eyes on fire. He said, you want to hit your mother? I probably bounced off every wall in that room, the ceiling. Oh my God. But I tell you what, I deserved every second of that beating. I did. It was an accident, but I deserved it. Because one of my kids ever blasted one of their moms, you're gonna get the same shit, and they know it. I knew. As soon as it happened, I knew. I'm a dead man, right? Like, I was born in 1980, right? I'm gonna be 40 years old soon. this is one thing the government has kind of taken away from the parents. Like, you can't beat your kids anymore. Like, there's a difference between abuse and discipline. There really is. I mean, we got whooped when we were younger. There's plenty of times where I deserved an ass whooping and didn't get it. Like, we didn't get a lot of ass whoopings. We didn't, right? But we got enough to know, like, if my dad said it was coming, it was coming. So you quit, right? Whenever you went to go do something and your friends would be like, hey, let's go do this, right? In the back of your head, you'd be like, if I get caught, I'm not worried about getting grounded. I'm worried about that ass whooping. And you would think about it and be like, you know, guys, I don't think this is a good idea. This is not going to be worth the ass whooping. Sometimes you'd be like, you know what? This might be worth the hiding. It might be. It might be fun enough where the ass whooping that comes after might be worth it, right? But you would weigh those options. Nowadays, kids don't weigh those options because there's no fear of the ass whooping. Because they'd be like, I'll call the cops. I said that to my mom one time. I'll call the cops on you. She said, the phone's right here. So, are you going to move away from the phone so I can get to it? No. My kids, there's a couple of them that haven't, like Abby, my youngest daughter. She's probably, I don't think I've ever had to whoop her. But usually as soon as I start yelling, she starts crying, right? Like the boys, the oldest daughter, well, the middle daughter, like, they've all had one, but they know, right? I haven't whooped any of my kids in a long, long time because I don't have to. Sometimes it only takes one, right? One little swat is all it takes sometimes. Because they know. Once they know it's coming, right? Like, my old lady, I love her and she's pretty strict on the kids, but they know that as they start pushing and pushing and pushing, that all these threats that she's throwing out aren't really gonna happen, right? Outside of like, you're gonna be grounded or I'm gonna take your phone, right? As soon as she starts threatening like, I'm gonna whoop you, they know it ain't gonna happen. And even if she does, it probably ain't gonna hurt that much because the boys are getting bigger and it just doesn't hurt that much, right? But if I say something and say, knock it off or you're gonna get it, it's over. Because they know. They know. Once I say it, it's coming. And they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll straighten up and we're just going to go to our rooms now. We don't want that mess. I don't know. But I never got a whooping I didn't deserve. And there's a lot of times where I probably deserved one and didn't get it. One time in particular, we had this vacuum cleaner. I don't know why. It was weird vacuum cleaner, right? I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like a tube. It was like one of the first vacuum cleaners that was bagless, right? Like, it was like this weird tube. It was a big tube, right? And then you had like this long fucking hose that hooked to the thing, and then where you vacuum, right? It was like this long hose that hooked to the handle, then the vacuum was at the bottom of the handle, right? And it went into this tube, and then you could take like this little basket out, dump it out, put the basket back in. And I just remember my dad buying this thing, and it was expensive, especially for back then, right? You're talking like a $300 vacuum back in like the mid to late 80s. I mean, that's like a $700 or $800 vacuum today, right? Maybe even more. But I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember my brother getting in trouble, right? And I remember being mad that he got in trouble, right? And then I had to vacuum the kitchen. So I was in the kitchen, because I don't know why we had carpet in our kitchen, but we did, right? So I was in the kitchen vacuuming, and I was mad that my dad whooped my brother or something, whatever happened, right? Well, he probably deserved it. And as I was vacuuming, I was and I was like hitting the underneath the cabinets. I was hitting it like hard with the vacuum. Broke the vacuum. Oh, right. And I was like, oh shit. Like now, my mom and dad were in the bedroom talking. I'm like, now I gotta go in the bedroom and tell my dad I broke his vacuum. That probably cost him an entire week's pay, maybe even more. Right? I went in there at the door and I was like, I don't know what happened. And he looked right at me. He was like, you were slamming it into shit and you broke it. And I was like, well, I mean, I might have hit it a little hard. I didn't hit it that hard. He knew what happened. He could probably hear it. He's probably in there telling my mom like he's gonna break that vacuum and I'm gonna bust his ass. And then I went in there like I broke the vacuum, right? And then my mom was probably like, just stop, okay, all right, you know. Like sometimes my mom would save us a little bit, unless you punch her and then she doesn't save you at all. But but yeah, I should have got an ass whooping for that, and I didn't, and I probably should have. But I don't know why I'm telling you this. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Do you guys got kids, right? Like, do you do the timeout thing? Like, I don't think this shit works. Like, it works. Like, being grounded works a little bit. Timeout, I guess, works a little bit. But every kid is different, right? Like I got 7 kids, right? I've raised 6 of them. My oldest daughter was raised by her mom and stepdad. Every kid is different, right? Like, I could just yell at Gabby or look at her a certain way, and she's going to do what I told her, or what her mom told her. She's going to start crying, and that's enough, you know? Caleb, you got to talk to him a little bit, right? And then if he gets a little out of control, he gets a whooping, and he's good, right? But usually it doesn't come to that. Usually a good talking to helps. Chloe, somewhat the same way, right? Gavin, I don't care what you do to that kid, it doesn't work, right? You can sit down and talk to him. You can beat him for a week. It's just that kid's so thick-headed, right? It doesn't work. What works is taking away the Xbox. See, you got to find what it is that works, right? So it's like, I'm not going to whoop that kid because he doesn't fucking care, right? I'm not going to ground him because he doesn't do shit anyway. It doesn't fucking, it don't matter. But you take away his Xbox and that computer, oh man, oh, just ruined his whole life. Every kid is different. You know, with my oldest stepson, it was football, right? You don't get to go to practice today, man. Oh shit, no football practice. What was real funny is you take all the chargers in the house, right? You take them all. You're not gonna take my phone? Nope. But I got your chargers. And lock them all up. Oh boy, they'll be sweating. Can I have my charger back? My phone's at 10%. No, man, your charger's locked up for a week. You better conserve that 10%. I need my alarm for school in the morning. Oh. Better borrow somebody else's phone for an alarm. I'll wake you up, don't worry. I gotta go to work. I'll wake you up. But yeah, I guess that's enough story time. I don't know. How do you, what do you do with your kids? You know, discipline. And then at a certain point when they get older, it's like, when they get into their older teenage years, 16, 17, 18, there's not, I mean, by then, you just hope you've taught them well enough that they know right from wrong. And they're going to do what you taught them. I mean, they're not always going to do what you taught them. And they're going to make their mistakes, but they're going to be their own mistakes. And they're going to have to learn from them, right? It's just kind of how we all did it at a certain point, you know? So, yeah, I hope everybody out there's being good, staying safe, taking care of yourself, setting those goals, doing what they can to meet them, right? Hopefully it doesn't rain all day and the weather breaks because I got to go back to work in a couple hours. But you guys be good, all right? And I'll see you soon.